Hey everyone, and welcome to TopThink. Today we're going to learn about 10 ways to protect your local environment. Now, let's begin. As humans, we have many responsibilities: work, school, family, maintaining a home. But there's one that often doesn't get mentioned in that list that absolutely should: our responsibility to the planet. Humans are the guardians of our planet, but we can also sometimes be its worst enemies. Protecting Mother Earth starts with you. It might seem like climate dangers are so insurmountable that your own efforts are just a drop in the bucket. But collective action can make a bigger difference than you think. If you don't know where to start, then consider beginning right at home in your community. So without further ado, here are 10 ways to protect your local environment. Number 1. Choose reusable items. Plastics are a useful modern invention that make up a variety of convenient and expensive products, but they are also a climate waste culprit. Cut down on single-use plastic by choosing reusable items instead. Bring reusable bags with you when you go shopping. If you're afraid you'll forget them, just leave them in your car or in a basket by the door for easy access. Use eco-friendly glass containers to store leftovers rather than buying and then tossing plastic ones. Carry a reusable water bottle rather than purchasing one, and opt for glass or ceramic cups and plates over cheap disposable ones, even when you're having a party. These choices affect your consumption and also send an economic signal to the industry about what's working and what isn't. If sales on cheap disposable plastic go down, then the industry will take notice. Number 2. Conserve water. Approximately 71% of the Earth's surface is water. H2O is a precious, necessary, life-giving molecule. Even though it might seem prolific, especially to those in more advantaged communities, fresh water is not a free resource. Conserving water at home is a great way to support the local environment. Our lawns are soaking up a lot of our precious water. In fact, upwards of 30% of drinking water is used on our lawns and gardens, and much of it's wasted through overwatering. Try planting succulents or other native wild plants instead of grass on your lawn to use less water. Make sure your sprinklers are facing the lawn rather than the sidewalk, and keep an eye on them, even and especially if they're automated, so they don't go on during or just after it's rained. There are some easy choices you can make in the bathroom and kitchen to save water too. Turn off the faucet while brushing your teeth. Wait until you have a full load before running the washing machine or dishwasher. Fix leaks immediately. Use a low-flow shower head and consider keeping most of your showers to 10 minutes or less. Number 3. Save energy. A significant portion of greenhouse gas emissions is tied to home energy use. In the U.S., a large share of that usage is heating and air conditioning alone. You can make a major dent in your energy consumption just by being mindful of your control of your home's temperature. Consider opening the windows to let in a cool breeze when you can. Wear a sweater in the house when the weather gets slightly chillier. Only use heat or AC when the temperatures get more intense. Check on your home's insulation and make improvements where you can. And if you can, reduce the system's intensity when you're not physically at home. Other ways to save energy include switching to renewable energy sources like solar panels when possible. Talk to your energy provider to see if there are other options too. Switch to energy-efficient electric appliances and wash your clothes in cold water rather than heating it up. It's better for maintaining the colors anyway. Number 4. Reduce, reuse, and repair. Admit it, for some of us, shopping can be one of life's greatest joys. But our consumerist culture is doing a number on the planet. We all just have so much stuff, and we're constantly in search of more. This desire to buy, and to always have the newest and greatest thing means that factories are constantly producing new items, using up precious resources and releasing harmful chemicals in the process. You can make an impact by actively choosing to buy less. It's amazing how much little purchases add up, especially those fun but unnecessary items placed in a tempting spot by the checkout aisle. Choose a life of more moderate consumption. Reuse beloved holiday decorations rather than buying new ones each year. Shop secondhand for high-quality, timeless clothing rather than brand-new fast fashion items. The thrift store and the tailor are your friend. You can always get an item adjusted to fit just right. Decorate your home with used furniture. Vintage pieces are all the rage now anyway. You don't always need the latest phone or laptop. Relatively new refurbished electronics are less expensive and will work just as well. Teach yourself to fix things as a fun new hobby, just as our ancestors did. And practice a little gratitude for what you already have. Life is already beautiful and abundant. Number 5. Participate in a local cleanup. You can take care of your local environment the old-fashioned way. If you see trash, go ahead and pick it up. There are probably certain areas of your town or city that are more prone to littering than others, the sides of certain roads, parks, benches, or other gathering spots. Communities will often host town-wide cleanups to get the whole neighborhood involved in bettering the environment. And this is also a great way to meet like-minded folks in your area. If a cleanup doesn't already exist, how about organizing one yourself? Contact your town hall for guidance and post flyers to get folks involved. You can also make it part of your walking or exercise routine. Just bring a bag when you head out the door and invite friends to get involved. Make a pact to leave the planet a little better than you found it. Number 6. Practice proper waste disposal. There's a place for everything and everything in its place. Oh, and that goes for trash too. While repairing and reusing items is admirable, the simple truth is that not everything can be salvaged. And hey, that's okay. Just make an effort to dispose of items properly. Anything that goes into your trash can will end up in a landfill, meaning that it sits in the ground or even in the ocean, possibly for years. Do a little research to understand how different types of items can be discarded. Composting food scraps is a great way to reduce household waste, while items like batteries, electronics, and medical waste often require special drop-off locations for safe handling. And if you don't know, ask your local public works department. Even taking the time to understand recycling symbols and material types can make a big difference in ensuring your efforts actually help rather than contaminate the system. Number 7. Choose eco-friendly transportation. The way you get around every day has a direct impact on your local air quality and carbon footprint. Walking, biking, carpooling, or using public transportation can significantly reduce emissions while also cutting down on traffic and noise pollution in your community. Even small changes like combining errands into one trip can make a noticeable difference over time. Walking and biking in particular can turn your commute into a healthy moment of exercise too. If public transit's an option where you live, using it regularly can dramatically cut your personal emissions without requiring a major lifestyle change. Buses and trains are a smart, effective way to move large groups of people quickly and safely. If you don't have access, consider a carpool with colleagues or a rideshare service. And as a bonus, reducing how often you drive solo can save you money on gas, parking, and long-term vehicle maintenance. Plus, you can use your commuting time to read or listen to a podcast rather than focusing on the road. Number 8. Support local businesses. Supporting local businesses helps reduce the environmental costs associated with shipping and large-scale manufacturing. Locally sourced food, handmade goods, and farmers markets often require fewer resources to produce and transport, making them a more sustainable choice. Plus, you're investing back into your own community, especially nearby farms, and helping it thrive. Produce sold at local markets is sometimes a little pricier, but it often contains fewer pesticides and preservatives and is almost always fresher. Choosing goods made by local craftspeople often means supporting smaller-scale, more thoughtful production methods that prioritize quality over quantity. These purchases can reduce waste while also strengthening the local economy and preserving unique community-based skills. Number 9. Plant native species. Native plants are naturally adapted to your region's climate, which means they require less water, fertilizer, and maintenance. They also provide essential habitats for local wildlife, including pollinators such as bees and butterflies. By choosing native species for your yard or community spaces, you help restore balance to your local ecosystem. You can start by looking up native plant guides for your region or visiting local garden centers that specialize in them. Begin with a few easy-to-grow options that are known to thrive locally, and then build from there as you learn what works best in your space. If you don't have your own yard, then join a community garden with an eye toward cultivating native species. As a bonus, you could even start growing your own food and herbs. Number 10. Let your voice be heard. It can sometimes feel like the problems faced by our planet are just too big for us to solve alone, but collective action starts with individual voices. Engaging in local policy decisions, supporting environmental initiatives, and educating others can create meaningful change. When communities speak up together, leaders are more likely to listen and act. Do a little research about the issues facing your community's environment: local park restoration, new construction, littering laws, guidance on carbon emissions, and the like. If a new resolution is up for a vote, educate yourself on the most sensible option and then share what you learn with others. Attend local council meetings to gather the latest information and speak up when the opportunity arises. Your voice matters, and you have the power to build a better environment for yourself and those around you. We're all in this together. Hey, thank you for watching TopThink, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.